So welcome back if you're coming back, and welcome if it's your first time. Now they know that what they did was wrong, but just because they are egoistic and proud, they just won't quit being selfish and arrogant and accept defeat and surrender to God. You might be reflecting on the kind of betrayal that they did to you and how they must have thought of you as a big fool for putting all your trust in them. Because when you met them, you thought you had a great connection, and you thought you could see that connection being a long-term relationship of give and take for the coming years. However, now you see that you were wrong. You were wrong to have trusted them, because little did you know that they were going to be one of the biggest enemies that you would have ever seen in your life. Little did you realize that you were being emotionally abused to give away your power so that they would rise and you would fall. Because you thought you resonated and that you would help each other out, but you were the only one thinking that. What they wanted was just to collect all the information they wanted and needed using their charm, pretending to really care about you, as if there was no other person in this world other than them who really cared about you, and as if there would never be, is what they tried to convince you on that. You were not aware that they were just grooming you to create a fantasy world that suited their needs only and not be beneficial in any way to you. Because all they wanted was just groom you in such a way that when the time came for them to really start sucking on your blood, they would do it in such a way that you would be made to believe that they deserved to suck on your blood and that you were obliged to give them your blood without resistance. And that is just what happened. It happens. It can happen to anyone. Because when they finally felt safe enough with all their manipulation, they slowly started degrading you to make you feel unworthy with every little chance that they got. They knew that you trusted them and started confusing you with gaslighting each and every time they were degrading with their fancy words. And they were making you unsure and doubting the truth that you knew. And you started believing their lies because you thought they really wanted the best for you. Least did you know or understand that all they wanted was just to suck out all the resources you had so that you would be totally obedient to them and feel like there was no other way out and think that they were your only savior. They wanted to change each and every belief that you had about yourself and what you had been taught from young. They were modeling you from zero to fit the narrative that they had in their mind and to erase all that belonged to you. That which made you who you were. That is what they wanted to delete totally. You were to deny yourself and accept the model that they wanted for you. The fantasy that they wanted to put on the pedestal so that you would hardly recognize who you were. And for a while it worked. It worked. It really did, because they were professionals. They've been doing this all their lives. You did everything that they wanted you to do. You started thinking in the way that they wanted you to think. You even believed that you didn't need to be seen. And if there was anything you needed, you had to always ask them first. You were made to believe that you didn't have the power to make decisions on your own and that only they could save you. You were made to feel ashamed of any new ideas that you had to be made, to feel as if you did not deserve to be creative in any way and that it was just a waste of time. That only they knew what was best for you and you were brainless, and that they had to think for you instead of you thinking for yourself. You were made to believe that you were unworthy and incapable. And all because you just made one mistake. The mistake of trusting them. But little did you know that that one mistake which you made was even a setup of their doing. They were using psychology to set you up, to make you feel as if they knew better and you needed to consult them for any future thoughts. You were made to believe even that you shouldn't have any thoughts. You were made to believe that whatever you did was all wrong and only what they suggested was right. And you believed them because you had grown so fond of them and just wanted to see them happy. You're a minimalist in a way. Your happiness didn't matter because you were made to believe that in order to be happy, you had to make them happy. I mean, how could you have seen that coming? You couldn't. Because it was all a setup. They've done these things before and they used it on you. And yeah, now you know why. That time you didn't see it coming, but now you realize that they had put you under a great spell that was alienating you from everyone else and just putting all your focus just on them. And that made them happy, and you thought that was all that mattered. Because you isolated yourself from all who could have been of benefit to you, so that as an insurance, if you were ever to come to yourself, you would have felt stuck. They took all measures to make sure that you were trauma bonded to them. And they made sure that each and every day that you woke up, that the first thing you thought of was just them. And you were to organize everything around them. And then when you started showing any affection, really getting bonded to them, they started behaving as if they found that shameful. They made you feel guilty for feeling affectionate towards them. They condemned you for giving your love and care to them. Made sarcastic jokes about it, and with time you started hating showing affection and you started feeling resentful. And even then you were not to show even your resentment this time, because you were made to feel as if you were ruining a beautiful moment when they start behaving as if nothing had happened. And that's gaslighting, sheer gaslighting. For every moment you were made to feel guilty for whatever emotion that you showed or any kind of reaction or refute you made. They gaslighted you. You were made to believe that you didn't deserve to have a mind of your own, and that whatever abuse you got was your fault because you initiated it. Seriously, seriously. How could that be? How is it a crime to try and communicate? How is it a crime to try and show affection? How is it a crime to show any of your feelings of happiness and sadness? How? How? Who created that formula? And then you started questioning what was happening because you started waking up. Every day was like being on a roller coaster. 1 minute it's like relief, and the next is like there is a horror film scenario that you're in the middle of. And then when they thought you were being disobedient, they started punishing you with their either silent treatments or made it feel like whatever effort you did to get to them was wastage of their time. And you were acting silly and didn't know better. They made you feel unworthy. It was always your fault to them. But no, it wasn't. They are wrong. They were wrong. They are the faulty ones. They made it clear that they didn't want you to disturb them, and that their time was more important, and that they had no time for you. And that made you feel unwanted and unworthy, and that was wrong. But it was just what they wanted you to feel right. Otherwise, how were they going to take over your soul and make you their slave? It was always that you were being pushed away every time you tried to get to them, and it worked. They pushed you away. They just wanted you they just wanted you to make them feel grand and important, and for you to feel as if you were not important, really. And that is wrong. No, everyone is important. Slowly, each and every day, you accepted that they didn't want you. They pushed you away. The thing is, all that they did had a great impact, and it worked. It worked. But not in the way they wanted. It made you emotionally detached from them. And slowly, that made you start questioning everything that was happening. It does not happen often generally. But their actions really made you more aware of who you are and what you wanted from life. And that was good. That's why they say narcissists are a blessing to empaths. Because it reminded you more of God. Because He was the one you took refuge to every time you felt helpless. You prayed that they would change, but they had no intention to do that. They didn't want to change. All they wanted to do was just take control of you. And that made them more and more angry each and every time when you started making them aware of their actions. They knew they were wrong. But they did not want to accept responsibility for their actions. It was always someone else's fault, always someone else who was wrong. They always had someone to accuse of anything that they didn't approve of. And you were always the scapegoat. They abused your love for them and used it against you, trying to make you feel as if you were the one ruining everything when it was not true. You were just, they were just not taking accountability for their actions. And that is wrong. God, that is wrong. No, they can't do that. That's not how life goes. They need to take accountability. God wants people to live in harmony with each other. But they made it as if they were entitled to make your life horrible and you deserved it. No way. You didn't deserve that. And they know that you are right. You could do anything to try and get peace with them. But when it came to principles of life and relationships, no, that shouldn't happen. All that they had tried to groom you with had logic, yes, but not when it came to some things, no. No. It was not adding up to it. It all felt unreal. You were shocked for some time. It was like your soul had left your body and you were in an empty vessel, watching the vessel be puppeteered to do whatever the master wanted. God, they did so many things wrong. You did so many things wrong. You know that. You're aware of this. To yourself and to those around you, just in the name of wanting to be with them. And that got you started thinking, physically and mentally, you were losing yourself. Because being just what they wanted you to be, but was it all worth it? You asked yourself. And no, it wasn't. They were siphoning your energy and you were a helpless, empty vessel drained of all its worth. Remember, they groomed you to get you used to their abuse and disappearing and then popping back and behave as if nothing happened each and every time. And because you didn't want to quarrel, you would decide not to open up the hideous topic each and every time that was keeping you apart and making you get stressed out. Little did you know that they were just being selfish. And that they did not want to feel accountable for any of their actions, and they made you think it was all your fault, when it actually wasn't. It was just that they had to have their way, and that was just being selfish. That was very selfish of them, and you were getting the dog treatment from them. Calling you when they want you seen and expect you to just disappear when they didn't want you to be seen. And when you made your presence felt, they would get angry. You were no different from any other thing around that which had no life. It was using you when they wanted and discard you when they feel no need of you. They took it for granted that you would always be there and that you would always hold them high and never leave. But no, that's not right. That's not right at all. All human beings are equal in the sense of needing to be treated with love and compassion. If you love someone, you can't mistreat them. And you believe if you care for someone, you support them no matter what. You just can't decide to leave with no reason when you want to and then come back and behave as if nothing happened. Because if you do so, there is a high chance that one day you will not find what you left where you left it. There is no relationship that can survive without communication. It is a matter of give and take equally, and there should be balance. If you love someone, treat them with kindness and be grateful if they reciprocate your love. Understand that God sent them to you for a reason and they chose to be with you. They should understand that there are millions of people out there who could have been chosen in their place, but they chose you, but you chose them. And if they reciprocate their love, they also chose you. They should not treat people like trash just because they feel some weird trauma about themselves and they mask that by being mean to you. No, if they have a problem about themselves and they feel like someone triggers them, they need to work on themselves instead of being mean and wanting to destroy others just because they were made to see what they don't want to see about themselves, or they don't want any other person seeing the truth about themselves. Because when you are mean to someone, it is all about you and nothing to do with them. That is why you have to go within. Leave alone that mistreating or abusing anyone is just a very big sin that will accumulate bad karma to yourself, and soon you will create your own downfall. And here we are. They are asking why you walked away. You walked away because you wanted to give them what they were trying to make you do. They wanted you to walk away by pushing you away. You showed them, they showed you that you had no space in their life and that you were just being a burden to them. So you wanted to save them the pain and do them a favor. So you walked away. They got what they wanted, and that was to show you that you meant nothing to them and that you needed to stay away from them. And they will get what they wanted, and you will get what you wanted by being guided to go towards what you wanted, and that is realize that you are worthy and strong, and that you realize that you can make healthy decisions for yourself, and know that you will always accept that which makes you feel safe and stay away from anything that threatens your peace. And I hope that helps someone. So I wish you luck, and I know luck is always with you as long as you follow the right path with the guidance of God. And may luck also be with them too. You're worthy, you're loved, and you deserve the best. And you need to allow yourself to be open to all the good things coming your way. And so it is. Amen. So I'll see you in the next one. Till next time, with much love, take care of yourself, and God bless.